Hello everyone, time for a bit of a channel update because quite a bit is going on behind the scenes right now, a lot of which I can't divulge, which just means there's not going to be a whole lot of update even though a lot of things are moving on. But hey, here's to the point, we do have some things to discuss. First off, you might have noticed that a while back I did do a full week of DX Gas Chat reviews, and the biggest thing I had people asking me was where the DX Gamer Driver review was. Well, the plan was to do those reviews and then do the Gamer Driver as a TJ reviews on the weekend. Unfortunately, those randoms, because of the multi-camera and the multi-audio signal, like those actually became bigger beasts than I was prepared for. I probably should have TJ reviewed those if they weren't like on-the-spot reactions. If I'd scripted them out, yes, but I didn't, so TJ reviews. Either way, they took up a lot more time than I expected to get the editing done, so unfortunately the Gamer Driver review had to get delayed. It's all written, I just need the time to film and edit it before it can go up live. But that should be soon, so for everyone wondering where that went, that's still coming. It'll come hopefully in the near future. Beyond that, we are in Metrocon mode now, which means several things here on the channel. For starters, it means I've got a lot more that has to go to eBay. Big shock. So everything right now on eBay is a little bit thin. I don't have a whole lot listed as you're probably watching this video, but I do have, I'm looking at a bin like right here on my bed that is full of stuff that I've deemed time to go. So as I get all of that sorted out, that's all going to be up. It might be up by the time you see this, I don't know. And I'm still sorting through bins. I'm really irritated right now because I'm missing a lot of missiles and accessory weapons for series like Armada, Cybertron, movie toys, which I know when I rearranged all of this, I put them somewhere in the same bin, in the same box, in the same bag, and I know it's somewhere around here, but I can't find it, and it's incredibly frustrating right now, but that's the way it goes. So, hey, those will be coming as I figure out what I did with all that stuff. So I'm normally really good about keeping track of that kind of stuff, so it couldn't have gone far. It's not like I would have thrown this stuff out or anything. So it's all around here, so right now there's a smattering of things on eBay. The link is in the description. Hope you find something because it really does help me out. It's all going toward the Metrocon pool of cash that I always need this time of year because Metro's really expensive to go to. But it's a lot of fun, so we're doing that. Speaking of Metro, there are a few things to update. The guest list this year is huge. There's literally names on this that I've been waiting years to talk to. And just to alleviate anyone who was worried about last year because certain things didn't happen, Scott McNeil is coming back this year. Super excited for that. I have had plans. There is something that I have now been waiting 4 years to spring on him. I can finally spring it on him. I've been keeping it a secret from everyone on the channel. You have no idea what it is. And I've got some really fun stuff in mind for him this year. So I'm excited for that. But on the Metrocon front itself, this is about the time of year when I start posting last year's Metro footage, the highlight reels, and if I have them left over, any of the panels that I may have forgotten to post after last year's convention. I decided to set that stuff aside and post it up now as hype material for the next convention because I don't want to give anyone an alternative to post to like actually going. I don't want anyone to say, well, TJOmega is going to post all the panels and the main events and all that right after the convention, so why should I go? Like, I just go to his channel and see everything that was worth seeing, right? Well, number one, wrong, and number two, I don't want to give him that option. So my highlight reels for last year's Metrocon are going to go up on the channel here this month, and it's going to start with, and this is really embarrassing, which is why I'm saying it publicly to everybody. Last year when I made this plan, I took all my Metrocon footage, I put it on my big backup archive to get it off my work drives and all that, and forgot about it until about now when I started looking through it, and I realized a little too late that there were actually 2 interviews that I did at Metrocon last year that didn't go up after the convention, which is really bad. That's not like me. Like, I had them in my, I know I had them in my editor at one time. I know I was working on them, and for whatever reason, I thought I had them posted. I thought I thought I'd finished them and posted them, and apparently I didn't. So I've got 2 voice actor interviews for you guys to watch. Those will go up. Plans. Those will go up Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to go ahead and put that in stone. Tuesday and Thursday, you're going to see those interviews, just so I have the pressure I need to get them done and make sure they get finished on time. Those are with Richard Ian Cox and Kirby Morrow, both veterans of animes like Inuyasha, both veterans of the Unicron trilogy. One of them, Richard was Scattershot in Cybertron, and Kirby was Kicker. I'm right. Kirby Morrow. I'm trying to remember if I have the roles right. Well, whatever. It's a thing. So we got that going on. Either way, there's some Transformer veterans in there. They're part of the Ocean Group, so there's a lot of voices you might have heard in various incarnations over the years if you follow like Scott's career like I do. Like anytime you hear like Scott, Gary Chalk, and all those kind of voice actors, they're usually in the same category somewhere. So they're fun interviews. They're very different. Richards is a little bit more introspective, and then Kirby's is all over the place because Kirby was very short with his answers. So they're very different. They're both very different breeds. So I think they should be fun. So yeah, a lot of Metro coverage coming up this month. I also want this month to be a little bit more special, because I'll tell you right now, this month is going to be a little bit more special, should everything go to plan. But for the stuff that you know about, and the stuff that you expect to see, I do have a Plastic Addict scripted. Now, I can go ahead and film it. This is one I've been holding on to because I thought I'd get a normal toy review out first, and then go to something weird like this episode is planning to be. But you guys have waited too long. I've not been good about that. So if I have it, I'm going to record it, and I'm going to edit it and post it, so you guys have episodes to watch. Whether whether I think it's in the right sequence or not. Because I think something should come before this, but it's ready now, so I might as well use it now. So you'll get that. It's not a standard toy review, but it is definitely a Plastic Addict episode, so stay tuned for that. And I am working on something for TJTV, because something is cool about TJTV right now, and this you will also find in the link below. TJTV can now be found over on Vidme, the new video website that is creator-friendly, and that's a beautiful thing. So a lot of reviewers are kind of flocking to that site right now, everyone who is still recovering from Blip shutting down, because it's much friendlier to content producers like myself. So every episode of TJTV is currently up on Vidme, which is, from what I can tell, a far more reliable and less, far less suspicious ads. Like, I don't like Dailymotion because the ads it puts on the videos are like really suspect, and they can cause some really bad glitches for some people. Vidme seems to be really clean and really efficient, so I'm hoping that's going to be a good home for TJTV. I wish there was ad revenue the way there is on YouTube, but that's not a thing. The way Vidme works is basically like it has built-in Patreon. Every video has like a little tip jar where you can leave any kind of dollars or cents that you want, toward the creator. If you liked an episode, you can express it, and help support whatever content producer is over there. If you're willing to do that, I'd much rather you just put it into the Patreon so it works into all of the projects that I've got put up for the milestones there. of which probably sometime soon. I don't know if I want to do it this month, maybe in July. I think I've figured out the problem with Patreon campaigns. I think I've solved it, and I think I've got something in mind that's going to be really, really cool for you guys if you're willing to support my efforts. So the Patreon thing is always an option, and unfortunately with the current adpocalypse here on YouTube, it's becoming more and more necessary for creators to rely on services like that because it's just so hard to turn a dollar anymore, especially now that so many advertisers have pulled out. Like, of course, this channel is never going to end up in the age gate that a lot of these other channels are suffering from. It's always been family friendly content because I kind of saw this coming. Eventually, advertisers don't want their names attached to certain things, so luckily I had that much foresight. But it still means the biggest advertisers have pulled out of YouTube, which means the revenue ain't what it used to be. And we're going to be suffering through that for quite a while. So if you like what I do, if you like the channel, if you want to see it supported, and please consider it, even if it's a couple bucks a month. Like, if there's always that thought in my head, it's like everyone watching this video would just drop $1 a month in there. It wouldn't hurt their lives in any way. They wouldn't think it did a lot, but if all you did it, I wouldn't have to worry about adpocalypses and, TJTV not making a dime over on Vidme. I wouldn't have to worry about that. I could just make videos for you guys all day without any worry. But that generally doesn't happen, so I don't ask for it to happen. I'd rather sell my toys or just try and get more videos produced for you guys in order to do that. So that's the approach I'm going to take. I'm going to work for as much of it as I can, and hopefully you guys like it. But now that Vidme is over on... now that TJTV is over on Vidme, every episode is available, completely uncut, uncensored, and all that. The one episode that everyone asked me about, because Dailymotion didn't want the didn't like having that episode up, is the WTF moments in Kamen Rider, which a lot of people told me is like how they got into Kamen Rider. I'm like, why did you get into it through that? I'm literally showing you the most bizarre things that happen in the series. It's not exactly a selling point, but I don't question it. Apparently it works. So that episode is now back up, back online. You can go view it right now at the link in the description. That's exciting for me. It's nice to have that entire library back up. And now that it is up on Vidme, I want to keep some momentum going, so I want to produce a new episode this month. Something happened in the world of animation that kind of tipped my interest. The same way, like, I got the Cyber 6 episode produced because of the really bad really misguided feedback that Shizao got. Something else kind of happened that really kind of ticked me the wrong way. So we've got to answer it. And the only way I know how to answer anything is by complaining about an old cartoon or toy. So that's what I'm planning to do. Hopefully. The way things go in my life, I never exactly know if I'm going to have the time to do these things or not, but I'm going to try. So that's pretty much what's been going on around here of the things I can tell you about. There are huge things on the way. Some things you could probably expect. Some things I guarantee you're not. But that's what makes it fun, now doesn't it? Now before I go, the one thing I want to get across, one thing I want to ask about is the future of my live streams. Now, I don't really advertise it very well, but Tuesdays and Thursdays I generally like to do a live stream of a video game just to sit and chat with everyone for a while. And I started playing Fall of Cybertron, but it's such an action-heavy game, it's really hard to, focus on the game and talk to the channel at the same time. So, honestly, I kind of lost my will to play it just because I find that I like talking to you guys more than I like talking about the game. Or more than I like even playing the game for you guys. I'd rather play, like, JRPGs where I can take all the time in the world to check out what the chat room's up to and talk to you guys. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them right now. I do want to ask you guys, For the people who do watch the live streams, or for the people who would be interested in the live streams, where would you prefer them? Because I keep everything to YouTube because I kind of believe that if I can consolidate as much of my material as possible, that's a good thing. I don't like splitting it up unless, like, cases like TJTV where I really don't have a choice. So I could either do that and stay on YouTube, where I'm a little bit limited in what I can do. It means I have to keep to my my self-implied PG limit, and I have to stick to certain video games. Certain video game companies don't like you posting on YouTube. Or I can go over to Twitch, where over on Twitch, we can do whatever game we want. I can put up, like, I have different versions of the background. Like, I have my layout for my streams, and I have different versions for different ratings, so you know what you're getting coming into it. If we're doing an M-rated game, I'm probably going to use M-rated language. Things like that. Because it's off YouTube, I take the filters off. Same way I do with TJTV. So it would open up it would open up a lot of new things we could do. It would open up a lot of new possibilities for things that I could stream. And because of the way Twitch has changed things, it may be potentially better monetization than what I can get over on YouTube, because streams are like 2 hours that I could be using to work on videos that isn't really making me a whole lot. I just have fun doing it. So this could be a way of mitigating some of those problems I'm having on YouTube. But that does mean that you guys would have to either follow me over on Twitch, which is still TJOmega, easy enough, or you'd have to, like, follow a video link that I would post before I go live, and then everyone have to flow over there, which gets a little inconvenient for some people. Sometimes just seeing me pop up on YouTube is far easier. So I'll leave that to you. If you follow my streams, or you want to or you're curious about following the streams, let me know in the comments. Which would you prefer? To stick to YouTube, where it's a little bit more convenient but more restricted, or over on Twitch, where we can do anything we want, but it's a little bit harder to get to me? So let me know. That is it. That is about everything I can discuss. I have to get back to work now, because not only do I have 2 interviews that I now have a time limit on, I also have a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff I have to get done, and an unknown amount of time in which I have to get it done by, which is always really great for my stress levels. So I'm going to get back to work. Hopefully I get to show you the fruits of all these labors in the very near future, and I hope you enjoy them when you see them. So until then, thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for supporting, and I will see you in the next video. I think I just stole a Markiplier line. Why did I end on a Markiplier line?